Find the second highest salary? Just a 6-word sentence, right? But man, it's ended more SQL interviews than practically anything else out there. Let's get into it. Why is it such a killer? Well, because it looks ridiculously easy at first glance. But trust me, when you're sitting in that interview room, you're under pressure, the clock is ticking, you think you've got it, you type it out, and boom, you just walked right into a massive trap. Hey everyone, Techie here from AI Tech Hub. So if you haven't caught our original SQL explainer yet, that one's great for the basic building blocks. But this explainer, we're assuming you've got those basics absolutely locked down. We are going straight into the deep end with real, high-stakes interview material. We're breaking down the exact questions that show up in actual interviews, and we'll solve the exact syntax live together. Quick look at our roadmap for today. We've got the cheat sheet, solved questions, and finally, real interview tips. Let's hit it.
Section 1, the cheat sheet. Let's dive right in.
So let's do a super fast refresher on the key tools we'll be using today. You know the basic shape, right? Select a column from a table where some condition is met. Then we've got group by, which, exactly like it sounds, bundles your rows into groups. After that comes having. Now, the absolutely crucial thing to remember here is that having filters those groups after they're grouped. That's a total game changer compared to where, which filters before you group. Next up, join, combining rows from two tables based on a match. And finally, rank, open-close parent. We are going to use that for a total boss-level question in a few minutes. So that's your toolkit. Let's actually put it to work.
Section 2, solved questions.
Okay, here is that infamous question again. Write a query to find the second highest salary in the employees table. Now remember that trap I mentioned earlier? Most folks instinctively just sort the salaries and pick row number 2. But wait, what happens if there are duplicate top salaries? If two people share the number 1 spot, row 2 is literally still the highest salary. It's not the second highest at all. So we need a way cleaner approach. This is how you guarantee you hit the nail on the head every single time. The trick? You've got to read the logic from the inside out. Don't start at the top left like you're reading a book. Start right in those parentheses.
This is actually a brilliant illustration of the subquery method. Check this out. Step 1, that inner query simply finds the absolute highest salary. Easy. Step 2, the outer query steps up and finds the highest salary that is strictly less than the result of that inner query. Think about it. By definition, the highest salary that's less than the max salary is the second highest. No sorting, no weird row counting, and best of all, it handles duplicates flawlessly.
All right, on to our next challenge. Find all duplicate email addresses in a user's table. This one is an absolute classic, and honestly, it's exactly the kind of scenario the group by and having combo was built for. Here's the exact query that gets the job done. Let's break down why this works so perfectly. You'll want to make this specific 3-step pattern your best friend. First up, you group every single row by the email address. Second, you just count how many rows land in each of those distinct groups. And third, you use having to keep only the groups where that count is strictly greater than 1. I mean, if the count is more than 1, boom, those are your duplicates. You should definitely memorize this exact flow. Group, count, filter the groups. It answers a massive number of those find the duplicates interview questions. Okay, on to our third trial. Find all customers who have never placed an order. Now this right here is where a lot of candidates completely freeze up. It sounds super straightforward, right? But it totally messes with your head in an interview setting. So why do people freeze? Well, human instinct tells you to go look for something that's missing. But SQL? SQL is fundamentally built to find things that exist. You've kind of got to flip your mindset. Instead of searching for the absence of an order, you have to use a left join to keep absolutely everything, like literally all the customers, and then specifically isolate the emptiness. Here's what that syntax looks like. A left join keeps every single customer, even the ones with 0 matching orders. For those specific customers, the order columns just come back completely empty. So you filter for exactly that emptiness using where orders.id is null. And there you go. You've isolated the customers with no matching order at all. Honestly, this left join plus is null pattern is genuinely one of the most powerful tools you can have memorized before walking into an interview. Okay, final question. This is the ultimate challenge, the query that usually separates the junior candidates from the seasoned pros. Are you ready? Find the top 3 highest paid employees in each department. The absolute secret weapon here is the window function. Take a look at this block of code, specifically that rank over section. Now, in a real interview setting, you'd write this block and then wrap the whole shebang as a subquery so you could filter the outer query for ranks of 3 or less.
But right now, let's just focus on how the window function itself is working its magic.
Let's see how this builds out. Step 1, the partition by department clause is what actually defines each group as its own separate department. Step 2, the rank function assigns a numerical rank based on the salary within that specific group. The sheer genius of this window function is that it resets the ranking for every single department separately. It's like having a mini scoreboard for each team. Being comfortable with this is an incredibly high-value skill, mainly because a shocking number of candidates have never even touched it. All right, moving into Section 3, Real Interview Tips.
Let me leave you with some quick, highly practical advice for the room. First, always talk through your thinking out loud. Interviewers are watching your process. They aren't just sitting there silently waiting for a completely perfect query to magically appear on the whiteboard. Second, ask about edge cases before you make assumptions. Ask them, hey, what happens with ties here? Or null values. And finally, if you only take away one pattern from this explainer today, make it left join plus is null. I swear to you, it shows up constantly, often disguised as totally different questions.
Let's do a quick final recap to really lock this stuff in. These are the 4 bread and butter patterns you need. 1. Use a subquery to find that second highest value. 2. Use group by plus having to catch duplicates. 3. Use left join plus is null to find things that don't exist. And 4. Use rank with partition by to rank items inside specific groups. Guys, these aren't just obscure trick questions. They are the absolute core of real technical interviews. And that's real SQL interview prep, moving way beyond just the basic theory. So ask yourself, are you still just trying to memorize code, or are you finally starting to think in SQL? If you felt confident with these and want a second round with even harder questions, we're talking deep dives into correlated subqueries and advanced window functions. Just drop the comment SQL below. Make sure to subscribe for more explainers like this, and I'll catch you in the next one.